Coach, I'm just curious. I know that Georgia Tech came out and originally played in that 1-3-1 zone. How unique is that to a team that you see over the course of the years, or is that something that you might see out of someone else as well? And how difficult is it to attack?
I mean, I thought it was pretty unique, but we knew it was a 1-1-3. We knew it was coming. And 76 points is the most we scored all year, I think. I mean, so obviously we did a pretty good job of attacking it. We turned it over a little bit too many times, and it took us a while to find our rhythm in it. But I think if I go back and look, that's almost the most, might be the most points we had in 2 months. So I thought we did a pretty good job against it. It was our defense. I mean, Tristan Maxwell came in here and made 7 threes. They got 80 points. That's too many. So he made 7 threes. We gave up too many long rebounds, offensive rebounds. And so 76 is plenty enough points to win a game. And again, I think that's the highest number we've had. But it did force us in some, it did put us in a situation where when we were trying to figure it out, we had some turnovers we didn't need to have. So I guess I would credit their defense for a few uncharacteristic turnovers.
And then just building off of that, I know Jaden came on in the second half there a bit and still had the 5 assists. From your perspective, just his continued impact, what has that meant to you, and how do you see his development continuing as you move forward?
I mean, he's been really good. He's been solid. Obviously, we didn't expect he would have this type of role, coming in, but it just happened organically with Brevin Galloway missing most of the season. So it's been a pleasant surprise to see him be more of a steady hand. He's been consistent pretty much every night. You kind of know what you're going to get out of him. He shot it well. He's got us into our offense. He's been tough on defense. And this might have been the highest turnover number he had. So he doesn't necessarily turn it over like he did tonight. So that would be the only flaw he had in this game tonight, the 6 turnovers. But I thought he played hard, 38 minutes, and he's been a steady hand.
We'll go to Andrew Backstrom.
Earl, Brevin Galloway was big for you guys tonight. 18 points off the bench, and particularly at the end of that first half, hit a trio of 3-pointers to get you guys back in the game. What did you see from his performance?
I mean, I just kind of saw a guy I've been seeing for 4 years. I mean, obviously he's not back to his athleticism where he can move and jump and run the way he typically has in the past, but he's making strides towards it. But that's what I've seen him do for 5 years. I've coached him all of those years. He was critical tonight with some of the shots he made. Got us back into the game the first half, made a couple big threes in the second half, and just did a really good job. So it's good to see him perform. And, again, we just got to keep building, keep trying to figure out how to win because, that was a very winnable game. We had our chances. We had our opportunities right there at the end. We had some opportunities right at the rim. I mean, I think up 3 or 4, we was right at the rim. Maybe it was a foul, maybe it wasn't, but we didn't get the call. So, it's disappointing, but you got to continue to keep working towards it. We're trying to get to a certain place, but right now we have to deal with the fact that where we are ain't really where we want to be. We got to fight through it, and we got to continue to deal with the adversity and continue to learn from it and stay together. It's always the hardest thing to do, for young men and for a staff is to stay the course. And so we got to do it. Our character is going to be revealed here in the next 45 days.
John?
Coach, you touched on the turnovers a couple of times, and I know you trailed for a large portion of the second half, but that's 2 pretty close losses back to back. How do you improve on that heading into Clemson and then Louisville?
I mean, just keep continuing to understand that there's certain things you have to do to finish a game. And I'll go back and watch the film because, the players did a great job of getting us back to a position where we could win up 4 with maybe 2 minutes to go. So, me and my staff, we got to be able to help them in that situation. But, I mean, we've had these situations in the last 2 games. We made a critical turnover. Saying this deja vu, both games, got the ball tied or up 2. You got to have a couple good possessions, and we just didn't do it. So guys want to do it. They're trying to do it, but things haven't bounced our way yet. So we got to keep working towards it, and hopefully we'll catch a break here soon.
All right, we'll go to McCullough, then back to Andy.
Coach, it seemed like you guys in that second half started off a little sluggish. You guys got down 12. How'd you like their fight just to climb back in the game?
Yeah, I like the fight. You know, I really like the fight to get back into it. I didn't like the fact that we came out of the locker room in 3 out of 5 possessions. You know, we had turnovers that led to 8 transition points for them. You know, it was a big key for us to take care of the ball and be ball tough. You know, so I didn't like that. But, you know, we get down 12. I told the guys, hey, look, you know, we down 12 because they got 8 points off the turnovers. Like, so we just got to clean that up. If you don't turn the ball over, they'll have a hard time scoring. And then we had a patch there the next 5 minutes where we took care of the ball, and it went right back from 12 to 6. You know, teams are going to make runs, and they were playing with 4 really good guards out there. You know, they play a little bit small ball, so I knew that would be a challenge. But our guys responded. They showed good character and got right back into the game. And again, had a chance at the end to win it. And I'll watch the film and see what actually happened. But we got to learn how to close these games out.
Andy?
Through the last 3 games, you guys have given up 80 or more points. I know at the beginning of the season, you said 70 was the threshold you wanted to keep people under. I know the UNC game, you said you guys were kind of playing out of your pace. Did you feel like today you were playing your pace and kind of game, or did it get out of hand too?
Yeah, I don't really count the UNC one as much. You know, I mean, that game was kind of an anomaly because, you know, we practiced 2 days and 20 days and played it. So I mean, I knew that game would be a little bit wacky. But Pittsburgh and this game, you know, I think Pittsburgh scored 78 points, whatever they had, but that's just too many, you know. But you can count on your hand, you know, 3 or 4 things or 2 things you could have done better to take away 10 points. And that's just the growth and the maturity of our team. We got to grow. I mean, we got a team that's been together for 5 months, never played a game together before that, a couple of young guys we counting on. And right now we're making mistakes. And so we got to, you know, continue to help them mature and understand, you know, how to play in these situations and how to figure out how to be tough enough and smart enough and wise enough and mature enough to win the game. They're really trying, so I have no problem with their efforts. But right now, you know, we're just coming up short.
McCullough?
Earlier on, you talked about you guys are still in the pursuit of being a great team. And one of the things you talked about was learning how to win. And it seems like they're still in the process of that. Can you just gauge how their understanding of trying to close out these type of games? Because you guys have had we had a few of these games this season where they had opportunities to close it out, and it just
Yeah, I mean,
played
it's a 40-minute game. We got, you know, we can't have those patches, you know, when we lose our spirit and we lose our camaraderie and togetherness. You know, there's patches when things don't go our way where we just lose some of that. We have to fight to get back on track. We got to get to the point where that, you know, we're not phased. You know, we're not overly phased if somebody get up 6 or 8 or you know, you're dealing with some adversity. We got to be able to just, you know, keep chopping wood and keep working towards it and try to win the next possession and not let one possession or one bad thing affect the next 2 minutes. And so we've been fighting, you know, a couple patches in some of these games where as a group, we're trying to stay connected, you know, we're trying to stay poised. And we get back on track most times, but when you have 2 patches of 3 minutes like that, I mean, that could be the game. You got to try to play a full 40 minutes. Because these teams are too good to have, you know, situations where you got 2-3 minute patches where, you know, you're trying to stay on course and you're dealing with adversity and you're not handling it well. You got to be able to fight through some of that. And then talk about it the next day. You know, maybe we have a conversation about it the next day, but we got to be able to get through the storms together, stay connected, and we're working towards it. That's a hard thing to do when you're trying to be a good team and you're trying to win.